choreography went badly on stage because we had too many people on stage. The international press captured this, and there was a lot of talk about the Duchess and the choreography on stage and whether she should have been there and her treatment of me. Prince Harry asked me to issue some sort of a statement in support of the Duchess, and I said I wouldn't. Not because I didn't care about the Duchess, but because I knew what would happen if I did so, number one. And number two, because we cannot be an extension of the Sussex.
What would have happened if you had simply just said, there's nothing wrong with what's happened, what the Duchess did?
Well, the Duchess has told Dr. Sophie Chandauka to make a press release about her, and then she'll get even worse trolling.
And what she's referring to is this photo that was pretty much a topic of discussion last year. I just wanted to make this very clear. This wasn't what the media is trying to make this be. This wasn't no beef. This wasn't Meghan shoving her out the way. And this wasn't Meghan being jealous or didn't want her next to Prince Harry. And when I say her, I mean Sophie Chandauka. This was simply this. This is simply just an unchoreographed photo op where Meghan just guiding her, Sophie, to be in the center of the photo because also this was a charity match for Sentebale, the charity that she is the chairwoman for. So Meghan wanted her to be center, full attention. Mind you, this is very normal for royal women to be in these photos in the center. It's tradition. Kate has done it numerous times, as well as Princess Diana. That's how far back this tradition has gone. However, as they normally do, when this happened, the media picked up on this and they tried to yet again villainize Meghan. But this time they saw an opportunity because this woman was black and they wanted to use this as a way to try to. The media is very bent on trying to switch the racism card onto Meghan and Harry. And so they wanted to use this and they needed a victim, and they found that in Sophie, and she fell right in the trap. And as you can clearly see from the clip I just played, she says there's nothing or no beef between her and Meghan, but she didn't want to correct the story because she felt like if she had released a statement, it still would have looked bad on Meghan, and Meghan still would have got villainized, which is partly true. But yet again, ma'am, you are throwing out these terms, misogynoir, but you're also throwing another black woman out there to fend for herself, but you want someone to defend you. I personally been trying to avoid this story, but also because I wanted to wait until all the facts come out. And because of that, also, as well, I didn't want to villainize Sophie, but also I don't want to always make excuses for Harry and Meghan if there is misbehavior or they get something wrong. But based off the interviews that she's been doing, there is something there that just doesn't sit right with me. And she's definitely throwing out buzzwords that is normally contribute to social media trolls and the normal British media witch hunters.
It was pretty obvious to me that we had lost quite a number of corporate sponsors, we'd lost some families, and we'd lost individuals who were donating to the organization. And there was quite a significant correlation between the time the organization started to see a departure of sort of major organizations and Prince Harry's departure from the UK itself. Oh. When you look at the board minutes, though, there is no discussion about what's happening with respect to some of our most significant funders. And then when you discuss with the senior executive team and ask why there isn't a conversation about this, the answer is it's really difficult to have this conversation because the instruction was it's an uncomfortable conversation to have with Prince Harry in the room.
The central point here is when you look at the risk register of the charity and funding, number one risk is that's Duke of Sussex.
Yes.
I obviously have to put this to both of you.
Yes.
What you're essentially saying is that the Duke of Sussex is guilty of harassment and bullying and improper conduct in the governance of a charity.
Well, let me put it to you this way. I'm going to give you a really good example. The only reason I'm here, Trevor, is because at some point on Tuesday, Prince Harry authorized the release of a damaging piece of news to the outside world without informing me, or my country directors, or my executive director. And can you imagine what that attack has done for me, on me, and the 540 individuals in the Sentebale organizations and their family. That is an example of harassment and bullying at scale. And so if the world didn't want to believe that there's such a thing as bullying, this unleashing of the Sussex machine on me and the 540 employees at Sentebale who received this and have had to defend it.
By the way, when you say the Sussex machine, what are you talking about?
The PR machine that supports Prince Harry's efforts. The only way we discovered of his decision was through the Sussex machine activating newspapers. I would actually say my experience is Prince Harry himself, fantastic actually. We had a great relationship. We had a great relationship. But there are some individuals on the board who, quite frankly, did not treat me in the way that they would have treated the prior chair.
So I go away for 2 days and all hell breaks loose. What do I mean? There is charity chaos at Sentebale, the very famous charity that Prince Harry and Prince Siso of Lesotho, and I hope I'm pronouncing these correctly, they set up the charity in memory of their dearly beloved departed mothers. But there's now chaos, so let's get into it. So right now, the charity is imploding, has imploded, and the only person left standing is refusing to budge. So, a breakdown of what's happened very quickly. All the trustees resigned. The 2 founders left. The chairperson holding on for dear life. So she's refused to step down despite everybody walking away, despite everybody saying, vote of no confidence, we do not trust in your abilities for a number of reasons. And she's only been chair for about a year and a bit. Instead of leaving, she decides to launch a full-blown smear campaign accusing the charity of racism, misogyny, and harassment. So, in the meantime, I always tell you, follow the data, follow the money. So I decided to do that. Apparently and allegedly, she spent £500,000 on consultants to develop new fundraising strategies. Now, consultancy work happens all the time. Many corporates, many charities, they bring in consultants. However, you spent 20% of your annual budget on consultants. That, in my opinion, is untenable. Why would you do that? And worse still, a year later, none of the strategies that you were hoping to develop, none of them have worked. Instead, you have lost donors. And I'll get into that in the next video. So guess what? No successful results. So a once revered charity, the only few charities that I know by name, that I know consistently for the last 20 years have been delivering results, that charity is now in tatters. So many questions. I'm going to answer them in my next video. But is this truly leadership, or is it a power grab gone wrong? What do you think? So, what happened to Sentebale's money? My name's Elizabeth. I'm the author of The Luxpreneur, and I'm going to present some of the figures that I found online. 2019, Sentebale raised 3.93 million and they spent 1.4 million fundraising. 2020, they raised 2.39 million and spent 334,000 fundraising. 2021, they raised 3.13 million and they spent £500,000 fundraising. 2022, they raised 4.45 million and spent £800,000 fundraising. 2023, which is post the current chairperson's era, they have raised less than 600,000 in total. Coincidence? I don't know, but I do know that apparently there has been a £500,000 spent on consultants in deciding the new fundraising strategy, which has been an epic fail because no fundraising money or no major donors were actually attracted to the charity. And the one major donor that they did have for years on end, the one who actually used to sponsor the polo matches, they declined to do so this year. But they did sponsor Prince Harry's Invictus Games. So again, one of the reasons apparently or allegedly why this chairperson was asked to leave by all the trustees was because they were unable to attract major donors despite saying they would do so. So again, drop your thoughts in the comment because this is an unfolding situation, and I would just love to know your thoughts. But I'm Elizabeth, I'm the author of The Luxpreneur, and I look and analyze businesses across all sectors, and this is of interest to me. Please like and follow for more insights like these. The Sentebale plot twist that I feel many people are not talking about. My name's Elizabeth. I'm the author of The Luxpreneur, and I used to be a headhunter who has recruited to major charities, and I've recruited to chair positions. So let's get into it. You can't make this up. Not only does the chairperson of Sentebale refuse to step down after all the trustees resign, after the CEO resigns, and after the two founders resign. But this is the thing, within 24 hours, new trustees magically appear. And not only that, one name stands out. Ian Rawlinson, a known ally of Prince William. So wasn't Sentebale founded by Prince Harry to support vulnerable children? How did it suddenly get infiltrated by the other brothers' inner circle? Plot twist. So let's get the situation straight. We have a charity in financial ruin under a particular chairperson. We have all the original leadership gone. We have a major donor lost after 10 years of working with this charity, and suddenly the other brother's guy suddenly appears in charge. Is it a coincidence or is it a calculated takeover? All I know is something very shady is going on, and I'm going to continue watching the numbers. My name's Elizabeth. I'm the author of The Luxpreneur, and for more insights like these, please like and follow for more.
And another thing about this interview that just dropped Sunday morning with Trevor Phillips with Sophie Chanduka, and I forget the name of this dude over here. He might as well have been a parrot on her arm. The one of her new trustees on the board, the dude from that Tusk Foundation. But we'll get to that. First things first, one of my takeaways from this interview is Prince Harry and Prince Say-So has got to be at their home saying, you know what, whoever advised her to do this interview, thank you. You're doing all the work for us. Yeah, you may be throwing slinging around a little mud, but what are you slinging around that you haven't been slinging around about me? And the words of Rabbit from 8 Mile, tell the folks something you hadn't told them about me. Ain't that new they just said about Prince Harry they hadn't already said. So how is it harming him? So the thing left is harming her. So if I was a PR person in the camp, I'd be like, oh my God, what are they doing? But that's just me. I'm not a PR expert. Y'all have to listen to some of them for that kind of stuff. But another thing that kind of quirked my query was I noticed that old dude over here who is a newly elected appointed trustee on the board was given answers for situations that, in the words of Hamilton, he would have had to be in the room where it happened to speak on. But yet he was speaking on it as if his word was gospel. And a couple of times, ma'am seemed to defer to him. All in all, the whole interview, in my opinion, was a train wreck for their side that's going to come back to bite them. But it's just interesting. If you were to go, you can find it on, I want to say Sky News. You can find it on the Tube. You probably can find it on, they got their own streaming on some of these streaming networks, Roku, you name it, they got it. But watching that interview was kind of enlightening. One, you can kind of see the desperation level is at the level of a mouse trapped in a corner, flight or fight, and they can't fight, so now they're trying to fight. Granted, that corner is of their own making, because again, we're finding out that this stuff has been ongoing since December, and they've been trying to quietly handle it. It came to the point where it was unattainable, where it came to a point that the move they would have to make would very much make it come on out into the public. This is all very interesting. Again, I'm wondering what her next move is, because I can't see her thinking that she is going to be able to, A, stay on this charity in a capacity in any way that any other organization would feel comfortable working with said charity on the ground or outside of it, or B, her seeing this working out in a way where she's actually not blacklisted in a whole lot of communities as a chaos agent. But that's just my opinions and machinations. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Later, Parsnips.
You know who's not winning is William. I just did a quick video, but I'm going to celebrate Harry and Harry as a leader. And that's what we're seeing play out right now. And ultimately, I'm going to continue to celebrate Harry and Meghan and their leadership and the philanthropic work, because that's the work that matters the most. And that is the work that's the most threatening to the ego of the colonizers. I'm looking forward to this next chapter for the philanthropists of Harry and Meghan. I've watched how they've been navigating, and I just admire them. They are to be admired. The perseverance and the resilience that Harry and Meghan have had to navigate through over the last 10 years, and then strategically and tactically over the last 5 years. Let's recognize the resiliency in leadership and the qualities that you look for. When you take a look at all of the activities that are going on, I don't see anything being taken away from Harry. I see opportunities for Harry to expand his body of work. Well, William and the monarch continue to expose themselves through their own actions. What we know is that at this point, there is that disassociation, and we celebrate Harry the leader and Meghan the icon. The data doesn't lie. And we're not talking about self-made data, polls within one demographic to make someone feel good. We're talking metric data, right? And I've been really sitting back and thinking about, I don't want to get into the mess of the yesterworld, and it's such low vibration. I celebrate the successes, and we don't put words to their leadership, and that's resiliency. And the example that Meghan, I'll tell you, Meghan makes such an example for all women in many situations. I will tell you there is a difference between being a fan and a difference in just having the utmost respect for someone. I will never forget how I felt for Meghan watching her on that balcony. The resiliency. But in that, you look at that, we all of us experiment or experience something in our journey. In my life, when I took a look at her at that balcony, it resonated to me when I was at my lowest of low, with things that were outside of my control, while doing my best and still having responsibilities and accountability as a mother. During the death of my sister and my best friend, well, blah, 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 and sing me a song. But the relatability of trauma and grief, and trauma with grief, right? While supporting her husband. I look at this scenario from a mental health perspective, and then I celebrate her series. But when I think of Meghan as an icon, I keep my sight on the street clean. You wouldn't know what I mean. And we see the projection. But those are their issues. Those are their insecurities. That's them projecting. I celebrate her series. But when I watch it, and I watch it with the guests, I see the storyline of her growth and the messages that she sends. I'm proud of not just Meghan as Meghan Sussex and wife to Harry. She is such a great role model for all little girls, and the perseverance and the struggles and the compromise. When you look at her and you look at her lived experience on relatability, the only thing that comes into mind in regards to the crown are them as abusers, right? And we can watch and pay attention with the monarch finding ways to erase history. Watch it. Pay attention to this space. And how are we going to react or respond? Because at the end of the day, whether they keep her in their history books for their purpose, does that take anything away from her, or does it strengthen her? Because all of the things that has been done to her, at her, right? And the millions. Think about one demographic in one country and all of the money that they have invested through the British media and the aristocrats. They've invested millions upon tens of millions, not just in the United Kingdom, but in the United States. Tens of millions targeting a hate campaign for her public image in a country who's struggling. To have that much power over the country that they prioritize a hate campaign over taking care of their own people tells you where their priorities are. Up to $175 million has been spent in 2024. And we shouldn't be surprised because of the volume that we see But why rehash that? We celebrate the example and the resiliency of Meghan. And ask yourself, could you walk in her shoes? There's the different opinion. Take all of that out. But go back to the day of the balcony. And there's actually 2 balcony situations. There's the first balcony when she was pregnant. And there's the second balcony at the funeral. I will always admire and respect her as a woman, as a mother, as a wife, and as Doria's child. No one deserved the treatment. But we're learning more because the mask is off, William. When I started this, I asked, who is William and Kate? William's mask is off. He's Jeremy Clarkson. He's the Heritage Foundation. And he is the snake behind these charities. He's playing these little political games. Who is William? This is William. And we know what he did to Meghan. And I can't wait until she tells us more. So the latest news is that William is going to be he's going to be showing up on the Clarkson farm. Ha! Are you surprised? People are freaking out about it. Are you surprised? Those are his people. That's Cruella's people. Those are his people. Don't forget what he wrote. I'm not going to repeat it because it's so foul and disgusting, and I don't want that in the universe, especially for Meghan. Yeah, William and Jeremy Clarkson. Those are his people. That is his tribe. And those derangers that come creeping in, those are the people they're enabling. Yes, we see it on our side. We don't have to play or react or respond. That's how vile they are.
Morning friends, happy Saturday, and I'll tell you something, you know you're taking over the world when people talk about your packaging. That's right, Meghan's jam and the most excellent packaging is the focus of the Daily Mail. Are there any perplexing details in the packaging? No, it's beautifully packaged, and it's possible that the same packaging is used for jams and candles. That's brilliant because it cuts down design fees, but more importantly, it cuts down factory waste. In fact, it almost eliminates it. And as most of these jams, candles are going to be for gifts, it's brilliant that the recipient gets something lovely to use afterwards. I can imagine people putting trinkets in here, maybe your favourite watch, items of jewellery, I don't know. But I guarantee the packaging will be around long after the jam has been scoffed. Yes, I'm on the waiting list to get some jam myself. I don't think the UK is absolute priority for supply chain, but when it arrives, after I pay for it, of course, I will be sharing the jam and the packaging with you. How exciting. Good luck, Meghan. Keep smashing it, Daily Mail. Why don't you start talking about what the royal family don't do? I don't know. Maybe do some proper journalism. That's a thought for you. As ever, comments are open. Have a brilliant Saturday. Have a brilliant weekend. Morning friends, happy Saturday. I finally worked my way through TikTok changes on the upload to the green screen. Why they had to change it is beyond me, but get to the point, Martin. Did you know that on Monday, it's 5 years exactly since Harry and Meghan got to the end of their tether and told the UK to boop, boop, and Brexit occurred. And I don't blame them for going. The press briefing, the bullying in the royal family, trying to fit into an outdated institution that's not relevant anymore. Good luck to them. I'm glad they left. But those 5 years have gone really quickly. Because of the anniversary, there's more and more stories coming out like this, even in the Daily Mail, with evidence that may have helped Harry and Meghan to make that smart decision. And did you know, I didn't, that it would be William and Catherine who dictated how much of an allowance Harry and Meghan got? We all know William and Kate's feelings towards Harry and Meghan. Do you think they would have made sure that they had the correct amount of money for security, for their lifestyle, for living, to be safe and secure? No. William and Kate, Catherine, whatever we're calling her today, would not have done any of those things. What an absolute nightmare. No wonder these people are building a business and financial empire to take care of their own future. As ever, have a brilliant Saturday. Comments are open. Let me know what you think. Morning, friends. Happy Sunday and happy Mother's Day if you're a mother in the UK. You are absolutely smashing it. We love you all. Have you seen this lady's account on TikTok? Because this post has gone absolutely viral. This lady is an ardent royalist. She absolutely loves the bones of William, which is quite ironic because he's looking really bony in this photo. Yes, we all have a dodgy side profile, but I am really concerned, not for this woman's misguided loyalty, good luck to her, but I'm really concerned at how William looks. This was literally taken 4 days ago, and look how thin he looks. Even with the jacket on, he looks incredibly thin. There's literally no extra weight on him at all. And some of the comments on this lady's video and over on Twitter X are actually asking whether William's got like a serious addiction issue with some sort of substance, if you know what I'm saying. He looks really poorly. Charles is not looking good. William is definitely not looking good. I mean, this is live and direct. Look how lovely this lady's cheeks are compared to William's. There's literally no extra padding on his face at all. What's going on? As ever, comments are open. Have a brilliant Sunday. Let me know what you think.
Is that the correct reaction, that you didn't mind the show?
I didn't mind it at all. In fact, I find it rather pleasant. Very, very gentle, nice wallpaper. It was pretty. It really annoys me when people have commented after, well, the pylon of criticisms annoyed me. But people said, well, where was the substance? Where was the substance? This is a lifestyle show. It's frilly, it's frothy, it's pleasant. Oh, it's like sitting there having honey dribble in your mouth. I mean, what do you expect? What kind of substance? And I was pleasantly surprised. I watched it because I was doing a radio interview about it immediately afterwards. I've only watched the first one. And I thought, well, this is quite interesting. I even picked up 1 or 2 little tips, you know. It was interesting to watch Meghan making candles, which she hadn't done before. I thought it was most interesting. You know, you have bath bombs, and if you put a bath bomb in, you get all that stuff that comes out of it, all the flowery bits and everything gets stuck down your plug hole, and you've got to clean the bath. Well, she decided to put all those bits and pieces in a little bag, little tea bag with a ribbon, and put that in your bath. That's quite clever, isn't it? So I don't understand why everyone in the media seems to have decided to say it's absolutely the worst thing ever on television. I thought it was quite charming. Good on her.
You spent a lot more time than most people with Princess Diana, which of course I'm very, very envious of. Can you imagine Diana doing something like this, or is this not necessarily the path she would have gone down?
No, I don't think Diana would have done anything like this. Not because it was beneath her, but because she had different. She did have rather more serious ideas and campaigns, perhaps. But this is what Meghan Markle, as she was good at before she met Harry. I mean, she was an influencer. She was a stylist or a lifestyle guru. She was doing very well, and she's gone back, as she says, to her roots. Why are we knocking her? Why are people making all these unpleasant headlines and knocking her? I just think, I think it's become quite cruel.
What about Fergie? Because Fergie's kind of spent time in that space. Could you see her
doing a piece for one of the nationals, writing a piece And I was told, because I'm quite critical of the monarchy in many ways, I was told I could say what I wanted about Harry and Meghan, but I had to lay off William and Kate. That was the instruction from the editor. So I think there was an element of truth in what he says.
Much of the negativity towards the couple is coming from within the royal family. The royal family and staff of the royal family are the ones that are very often leaking these stories to the press.
I mean, they can deny it all they like till they're blue in the face, but there's been an awful lot of leaking, particularly from Kensington Palace, about how things were developing.
The aides
really speak quite badly about.
Oh, well, the way that Meghan is spoken about by the people that have had to deal with her is quite frightening.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
pleased she's gone.
Yeah,
when you say aides, you mean
aides to William and Kate and other members of the royal family. They're
time. So you have to remember, when I work in newsrooms, it's a fact that every anti-Harry and Meghan story comes from Kensington Palace.
But why
and if it comes from Kensington Palace, why are they briefing against their own grandson?
Well, okay, that's a very the idea.
Why are there never any
I think that's fascinating
about Prince William?
Well, William and Kate involved in briefing against them originally, I don't know. That's a good point. But having a war on the media, I don't know whether that's worth the candle. Lucy and Ham. I don't understand where it all started. I wonder whether it was briefing against her and Harry when the other royals, William chiefly, panicked that their wedding was making them too popular.
Yeah, and
I really think and it got out of control.
She was loved. Meghan Markle was loved for ages, and then there was all this speculation that William and Kate didn't.
I think that's possibly what happened.
That work with the Royal Foundation.
Yes, I mean, I think that knowing that I've just been here for 3 months, right? And in that amount of time, but with that said, for me, it's very important to, once you hit the ground running, even if you're doing it quietly behind the scenes, which is what I've focused my energy on thus far, is meeting with the right people, meeting with the right organizations behind the scenes quietly, learning as much as I can so that I can maximize the opportunity we have here to really make an impact. I think what's interesting is I hear a lot of people saying, when speaking about girls' empowerment, finding and knowing their worth, or women's empowerment as well, you'll often hear people say, well, you're helping women find their voices. And I fundamentally disagree with that, because women don't need to find a voice. They have a voice, they need to feel empowered to use it, and people need to be encouraged to listen. And I think right now in the climate that we're seeing with so many campaigns, I mean, with Me Too and Time's Up, there is no better time than to really continue to shine a light on women feeling empowered and people really helping to support them, men included in that. I mean, it makes such a tremendous difference. So, I guess we wait a couple months and then we can hit the ground running. But up until then, I'm pretty excited.
But like you said, I mean, you've been here for 3 years. Yeah, wedding first. Get that done.
We can multitask.
Having said that, you have been quietly, like you say, behind the scenes, let's just say laying the foundations for your future work. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Sadly, I can't. But I will say, you know, if we know how, and I certainly know how passionate I am, and Harry and I see the world so similarly in our approach of being very hands-on with things, what I can say is that I have been fortunate enough to meet with some incredible women and organizations in general in the UK that are doing work here, but then also knowing that some of the work that I've done in the past has been in Commonwealth countries like Rwanda, India. So this reach, I think, can have some really nice legs to it once we can start. But I guess, yes, exactly. To be continued.
Okay.
Yesterday, my son was playing football at school with some white kids and some black kids, and one of the black kids missed a catch. And one of the white kids said out loud, well, I bet if it was a certain type of food, I'm not going to say it, you know what I mean, he would have caught it. And my son got in the car with my wife to go home and asked her what that meant. And it breaks my heart that we continue and will always have to continue to talk about these things with our kids. And it's so important that we do, but it's so sad. Racism, microaggressions, homophobia, humanity, how do we treat people? And this stuff is right in front of their face on the football field, in elementary school, good neighborhood. It doesn't matter. It's everywhere. And it made me think about white privilege. And it made me think about the fact that I think I've had it wrong. This whole time I've thought white privilege was about money and it was about getting into college and getting jobs, and it is those things. But what I don't think I really understood was that white privilege was going through my entire life, never having to know what that kid felt like.
Well, my life is made for two reasons, and it has to deal with Meghan Markle. Number one, she just dropped her podcast for Lemonada, so you could go listen to it, but here's the highlight. She's talking to women, female founders, and giving successful business tips. I don't know about you, but every time I listen to NPR, I'm like, no, but find me a woman-owned business, because I want to hear from women how they built their business. That's what this podcast is. And side note, Lemonada is a woman-owned business. It's definitely giving archetypes, which I loved. If you listened to it, I'm sure you loved it too. It won awards. It was good. And then the second thing is, she just dropped a link on her Instagram featuring every single thing she wore on her show with love for Meghan. So for all you psychos like me who want to channel a little Duchess energy, you know where to get her stuff. I'm going to tell you, when she did the Cut article, the New York Cut article, and they mentioned the candle she bought, I ran out and got it. It was like rosewater candle from Soho House, and it was amazing. And every time I lit it, I felt like Meghan Markle. So are you going to tune into the podcast, and are you going to shop her stuff? Because I am. Bye, going to get it now.
So it's looking like me and most of my mutuals have restricted accounts. If you have pro-Sussex, pro-Democrat, or all of the above content on your page, most of us are pretty much have restrictions. Me, myself, I have no dang on strikes on this page. The other page that I have is a Fed-edit page, but yet it's restricted. I don't even talk to people on that page. I quite literally just make Fed edits. Yet it's restricted. Just fan edits of Meghan Sussex, the Duchess of Sussex, is restricted. But a lot of pages that are considered liberal, even if this person isn't espousing any political leaning, seem to be having this problem. All I gotta say is, interesting.
Hello, my people. Lady Rosie here. How y'all doing? To all my new subscribers, you're welcome. And my returning subscribers, you all know I love you. Guys, this is Sentebale stuff. Sentebale's gotten ugly, and y'all saw that girl. She came out, and I knew she was coming out. She was gonna come out. I knew that kid was gonna come out, but a girl, I cannot believe that. This colonial spirit is still deep with these people. These people of ours. It's like it's very hard for them to understand what the white man did to them, to our ancestors, all this while. And then they got people like this Sophie, the traitor. And y'all please stop calling her doctor. She ain't no doctor. She got MBA something down there. She might have written a thesis for that one, but she ain't got no PhD, or she ain't got no doctorate for nothing. She's not a doctor. And you know, the people with low self-esteem, those are UK people, are trying to give her some title that she did not work for. You know that is criminal. You cannot fake influence, I tell you that. And I'm damn glad that Prince Harry left that charity. Because, baby, they sent this lady to infiltrate this non-profit. Did y'all follow every single thing that she said coming out of her mouth? Did y'all pay attention to everything that she said? That tells y'all guys who she really is. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes. She was actually sent to Sentebale by William. And she was being paid by that monarchy, by William and Charles. Those people actually paid that girl. Yeah. They paid her. They paid her, I don't know how much. I believe it's maybe 1 million. But I'm glad that Prince Harry decided to resign, because this nonsense was just too much nonsense. I believe he's been dealing with the thing since all this while, but I'm sad that those kids won't have any help from Prince Harry anymore. Let's see how this non-profit is gonna end. Yep, how they're gonna continue with the Diana's legacy without Diana's son. Yep. Let's see. Let's see how that goes. You know, I have nothing really against most of my African people, but most of them and the leaders, I don't like them. They are all traitors. Most of them, the majority of them, I do not like them. Because of things like this. They will sell out their race before anything for money, for them to be in a safe place. Do you see those leaders from down there? When they get sick in Africa, they come to treat themselves in Europe, where they go to United States of America, or they go to United Emirate Arabs countries for medical treatment. And meanwhile, look around those countries. Y'all be complaining about this USAID. To me, block the damn USAID. Don't send no one water, whatever there. Those governments need to work to feed them damn people. With all those mineral resources, look at what they're doing. They are traitors. Selling out countries. Selling out their own people. Selling out everything. Look at what this kid, Sophie. This miserable kid. She got that, they gave her all that title, a chairperson for a nonprofit that she did not even create. It was a big mistake to get that lady, put her in there. And y'all, please stop using doctorate title with that much. I don't even know. This kid is a lawyer who got trained all over the world and learned every single bad thing to do to people from the bad people from wherever she went to school. It says she went to school somewhere in London, in England. And baby, when those people give you any kind of scholarship, they just don't give it like that. They're going to train you into doing some wrong. And they're going to tell you they're going to show you how to do that wrong to your own people. And that's exactly what this bitch did. That's exactly what this Shandaka, whatever, did. Shinduka, Sharandaka, whatever her name is. Yep. This is what you get from traitors. You can see William's hand in every single corner of everything that was said by this kid yesterday. But she did a good job to come out here to expose her damn self. She just opened the Pandora box for y'all. And y'all saw that guy, that Williams guy. That guy spoke like he was there from the beginning of every single thing that was happening. What was his title then? What was he doing? Huh? What was that dude's job? What's his job? What was his job in Sentebale? Brother, God bless you, Prince Harry. Stay away from these evils and just pay close attention to the Invictus games right now, because you never know. They literally sent this girl, and everything she came to say about your wife, I don't even believe that to be true. I don't believe that you even asked her to write anything about your wife, because I don't believe that's what you stand for. People have been talking about y'all guys for 5 over years. You haven't called lots of people to come out there to testify for y'all guys, to take sides for y'all guys. Damn. She goes like, well, the prince contacted me to say something about the Duchess, but I just didn't want to say anything. I mean, seriously? With that little head you got on you? A prince told you to do something, you were going to say no? I don't believe that to even be true. But I hope Prince Harry doesn't come out. Both him with the Duchess of Sussex. Please don't come out to say anything, because those people have terrible image. Those people are evils. They are devils. They are low people. They are low self-esteem people. Like, look at this Shandala, whatever, Shandaku. Sophie Shandaka. Because they want to be doctors so bad. Well, just go to school. You're smart enough. You got a master's degree. You can still go in there, pull in 4 years and get yourself a doctorate. Or wherever you jurisprudence, whatever it is in. Go to Juris Doctorate. Pull 2 years. Do you guys sit there for residency too? Or do you guys do practicum? Which one? Go earn your degree. Don't be putting some title on your damn self that you did not work for. Low self-esteem bitch from wherever. And all those uneducated batch of tabloids, they just like, that's Dr. So-and-so, Dr. So-and-so. You guys ain't got no Wikipedia. You walking around with WikiLeaks, and yet you ain't got no information. Huh? You walking around with WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks is your leader. And you telling me you could not just go on a WikiLeaks page and Google about a Shandoka? That's what y'all want to tell me? You couldn't do that? You did not have enough time to go Google what the bitch really is? Okay, let's say you all was calling her a doctor. What is she doctor in? Huh? What is her PhD in? What is her MD, doctorate degree in a medical or in other science or whatever? Or if her doctorate is business. These people. Why don't you just take your time and just sit down there and listen to this bunch of nonsense? I mean, this thing is tickling my brain, I tell you. These people be getting on my nerves. What is she doctor in? They're asking her questions. It's like she literally just had answers to every single thing. Which tells you that she's been sitting down. She's been sitting down for all this while preparing what was going to be asked. So all this one was really well prepared. It was cooked in the lab. everything that was said on that stage there. A black woman doing that. You think these people like you? Do you think so? Oh my goodness, ask Nana Akua. Yes, ask Nana Akua. You know what these people do after her? They go around and just laugh at her. So you are Nana Akua's little sister. Y'all goddamn look alike. This Nana Akua little sister. Shame on you. Shame on you. Let's see where y'all gonna end with this new Sentebale of yours. Are y'all guys gonna change the name? All right, so you said everything that you could have said about Prince Harry. Why didn't you open your dirty mouth to say anything about Prince Cecil? You couldn't say anything because y'all know in Africa you can't be pulling lots of nonsense about people. You can't be saying lots of stuff about people in Africa before they're gonna unalive you and make you disappear. That's why you couldn't say anything about Prince Cecil. Yeah, to all of y'all guys who were surprised, thinking why she couldn't say anything about that prince, because she knows the drill. She knows the truth. In Africa, you can't be pulling some kind of bullshit. I tell you that. She knew what to say and what not to say. And then said 1 second, Prince Cecil's name was not there, even though he also resigned. Because she knows better. Guys, please subscribe to Sass's friendly channels. Go to my Queen Isabella Banks channel there. Subscribe. Let's get the sister 10,000 subscribers. Let's go to my brother Baron. Let's go bless the brother and bring my brother 100,000 subscribers so we could get him that silver plate. And all the Sass's friendly channels, yeah, let's go there and share their videos and also share my videos, guys. Let's get those views in there. Okay, let's get those views. Let's get more subscribers. Let's get everybody out here, okay? Please share this video. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye.